Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Listen up, wrestling fans. Showing love for your favorites doesn't stop at a t-shirt. If you're heading to a live event, you better be ready for the hard cam. Step up your show day drip with Hard Cam Creations. Custom handmade accessories built for the loudest, proudest fans in the building. Whether you're backing a legend or leading your own faction, these pieces make sure you stand out when that camera swings your way. From spectator to certified superfan, it's time to walk to the ring in style. New drops coming soon. Find Hard Cam Creations on Etsy and follow at Hard Cam Creations on Instagram today.
Are you ready? Together with Pride Worldwide. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at 2, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at 2, no tribal lines, just respect me and you.
Ishi's Days and all those who slay, welcome back as we break down the fallout of WWE Black Friday, departures, and rank the top merch movers of WrestleMania 42. We're coming straight at you from bell to bell. Welcome to Kicking Out 2. I'm Michael, and with me is the main event mindset, the chaos curator herself, and the pop before the pyro, Tori. Hey, Tori.
Okay, that's fire. I like it.
Dan Beat's already in the chat. Welcome in, sir. Appreciate you being here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just go straight into it because we got a lot to talk about.
What the fuck was that?
You know what that was.
I don't. What was that?
It was Anchorman.
Oh god.
News team, assemble. Anyway. Hey, Big Mike. Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and straight into it here. First of all, we're not on the right slide here, so let me get to the right slide. Technical difficulties, all that stuff. Oh. Fine. I want to do it the way I want to do it, then we'll do it the hard way.
Right.
Let's try that now. The CW and NXT changed the game. So we got notification yesterday by a video from Shawn Michaels, HB Shizzle himself, saying, hey, from now on, PLEs for NXT are going to be on the CW. So free-to-air TV for the first time ever, we're going to have PLEs. I mean, aside from Saturday Night's Main Event, if you want to count that as a PLE, but...
It's not.
Goodness. Hey, Lady Alpha's in here. We got Manic Mommy herself, Christy, over on TikTok. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. So what do you think about this? Like, we're going to have Stand to Deliver, Deadline, Vengeance Day, NXT 2 Boogaloo, whatever they're going to call it, but all of it's going to be on air TV.
Not Electric Boogaloo. Not Electric. You didn't. Not Electric Boogaloo. If you don't know what that is, it's before your time, and you probably shouldn't be here watching our podcast.
Probably.
I'm here for it. I like it. It'll get a lot of eyes on the product. I don't think it's a bad thing. I slide over a little bit. I can just hide behind that graphic. That's kind of fire. I can be like that neighbor. Oh, you can see this part of my face. Yeah. I'm here for it. I'm a little surprised, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting choice with all the cash grabs they've been doing lately. We're gonna add $30 here and $20 there and put it on 4 different platforms, and now we're saying, hey, that is free.
To me, this tells you how TKO sees NXT.
Yeah. I mean, it's
they didn't get paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you kind of you kind of see that as well. I watched a little bit of NXT before we got on today. there was I guess a meeting, kayfabe meeting between Albert, Sean, and the GM. And they were like, hey, you know, we might need to pull in some people from Evolve. We might need to pull in some people from LFG. We have, you know, international talent that's looking for a place to go. Maybe we should start making some phone calls. And Sean's answer to that was like, or you can go into the locker room, throw a bit of dynamite in there, and see who stays. And so it sounds like we're not getting any new people aside from the ones that were already there, which, by the way, Evil showed up just before we got on. So nice to see him show up there. It was a great little bit of business. Didn't really say anything. Just walked up there with a T-shirt with a Japanese symbol on it, handed it to him, and then walked back out the ring. So Tony D and the Evil apparently going to be facing each other here soon.
Evil and who?
Tony D.
Okay, which means they're going to take that title off of him, put it on Evil, and he might as well just go ahead and leave the company because you ain't doing nothing after that. They're not bringing him up.
His current gimmick, I think they could.
They're not bringing him up. If they were going to bring him up, they wouldn't have put the title on him. He's been there for how long?
Yeah, but he had the, you know, lack of a better term, but we have FBI at home gimmick. That wasn't going to go up to the main roster. His new gimmick, though, where he's not leaning on the Sopranos stuff, could be something that would make it up there.
I still don't see him being a big draw. He's an Austin Theory.
That's fair. I mean,
he's hella talented.
Yeah.
He's good on the microphone.
Absolutely. All right. We can go over to the next one here. So we talked last week about Black Friday, but Black Friday is officially done. The bloodbath is shown. Black Friday for WWE happens every year right after Mania. We've seen the release of Kairi Sane, Santos Escobar, the Wyatt Six, Motor City Machine Guns. It's baffling, some of this that's happening. Kairi was in the middle of a prominent storyline. Aleister Black and Zelina were also let go, and they were kind of doing a gimmick. It was, you know, Karrion Kross's gimmick, but they were doing a gimmick.
So I want to talk about them because you brought them up, because Jillian asked me about it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of AEW talent has basically said, don't come over here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of it's in character. But the rumor was around there that he wouldn't lay down for anybody that wasn't an ex-WWE person. For Aleister.
Oh, okay.
And
see, when you say them, I thought you meant as a total. Yeah, I've heard the Aleister beef. Apparently, all the AEW people are like, nope.
Yeah, and if that's the case, and Tony's like, well, I'm going to re-sign him anyway, things will be different.
Yeah.
Look at Andrade. I'm going to start with that. Look at Andrade.
Mm-hmm.
It's two completely different people.
Yeah, for sure it is.
If Aleister comes back to AEW, his first feud needs to be Brody King.
Yeah.
If he does the job for Brody, we're gravy.
Yep.
Because that would make Brody. That would make him even more than he already is.
Well, and I would almost say, like, I would toying around with this, like, if he showed up, do you go back to the House of Black stuff or not? I think you go back to the House of Black, and he just assumes he's taking over. And Brody be like, nah, bitch.
Yeah, no, I'm here for it. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
And then we have a match for it.
Yeah,
like, I'm good with this. But I saw Sean Dean's MJF. I just always assume MJFs are in character.
Yeah.
I don't take anything MJF says seriously. When it comes to, like, Twitter, I don't.
Yeah. The one thing I do want to say about these is we're also seeing a massive exodus, or massive creation, of all these hashtags. We want the Wyatts. We want Kairi. Here's the thing. We're not going to recreate the R-Truth thing. That's not happening. I understand what we want to do, but then again, think about it this way. If they were willing to just let them go like that, do we really want them to come back? Or do we want them to find a place where they're maybe going to get a little bit better help? You know, Kyrie, she'd be great anywhere. Any of the companies would be, you know, wonderful to get
Absolutely.
her. Santos Escobar, like you said, like, you know, he's
He'll
great too.
if he Stampede, why? On Zelina especially. I understand Alistair. I get that one. But why not Zelina?
I think
It's
the
just
Wyatt
one of
Six would
those.
be good in like a CMLL, or we've got the rebirth of Lucha Underground. I think they'd be amazing in Lucha
If
Underground.
that's happening, if that's happening, yes, give me all of that.
Yeah, just call them the Wyndham Six and call it a day. Use the same gimmick and the whole thing. I'd be fine with it. Motor City Machine Guns, obviously they could either do TNA or AEW. I'm seeing reports that they're expected to go to AEW, but I think that's more just because TNA has a partnership with WWE. They were fired by WWE. They're going to go to AEW. Not necessarily. They're staples in TNA. And so TNA is definitely a viable option for them. Hey, Bobby, welcome in. Do you think we're cutting anybody else, or do you think this is it?
I think there'll be more within about the next month. The fact that Zelina said she got, I don't disagree. She hasn't been in the ring much. She's
Yeah.
not bad in the ring, but she hasn't been in the ring enough. But yeah, she rusty as hell.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I
Yeah,
just
no,
wondered what your take on that was.
she used to be really, really good, and then just they put her as a glorified manager
Yeah.
and have her in the ring every once in a while. Definitely going to need some more reps to get her there. That's not bad.
That wouldn't be bad at all.
Yeah. See if my buttons work now. Nope, buttons still don't work. That's fine. It's fine. I'll do it the other way. TKO's new guard. There was a town hall. Nick Khan said a lot of stuff. Some I haven't even put in the notes because I just learned about it before we got on the show. But one of the ones is the boardroom. They talked about the lock-in of what's going on in the locker room, what's going on with creative. Khan did also talk about Black Friday. He said that the vocal minority is having an issue with what's going on with the creative and with the Black Friday stuff. He also mentioned that he basically said that the internet that had ad heavy shows and polarizing guest spots like Pat McAfee are here to stay. So what we've seen is something that's going to keep happening. He did also verify that the final say in creative is TKO. So they have final say whether they want something to happen or not, which makes a lot of sense of what's going on. If they decide they don't like something, they can just say, nope, I don't like it. Do something else. And then the one thing I learned as I was getting on the show today is he also mentioned that it is a priority, I'll say it that way, for the company to start looking how they can incorporate AI. Which
he said they're using it in creative.
I was getting there. That's all right. Drop the bomb. Yeah, he said that they're already like playing around with creative. Now, I will say, so a lot of the headlines are they're using it for storylines or using it for creative. The way he kind of said it after he said those words does seem to be a lot more like number based rather than the story itself. They're seeing like what are the trends with the stories they have going, what are the trends of who is getting popular. So that's what he said after the fact, but once you say like they're using AI to write storylines, that makes it sound like you're putting there going like, hey, I need a storyline for Danhausen. What do I do? And that's not what we need to do. Yeah. It's a crazy time.
There are times when I'm like, surely it'll get better. And then I hear things like this, and I'm just like, no, it's not getting better.
Yeah, it's a weird choice. I mean, something that I've said it since day one. So like I'm an IT guy for those that don't know. I use AI a lot, but I use it for crunching numbers, I use it for coding, I use it for things that can slap stuff together that are logical things. So you think left brain, right brain, right? So left brain stuff. The creative stuff, I don't understand why people use it for that. Because it's not creating anything. It's pulling things together and giving you a result. That's what AI is doing. So you put in there, I want a story between this guy, and I want this to be the result. It's just going to pull a bunch of stuff together. It's not actually creating something for you.
It's pulling stuff together from what's online,
Yeah.
what it scours from online. There's nothing creative about AI.
Yeah.
Like, we'll own it. We used it for the theme song. You told it what you wanted to say, and it made a song out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's because I'm cheap.
I mean,
Once
and
we
I
start,
get that.
once we start making money, I'll for sure give that money to somebody to have them do the song for me. That's
Right.
perfectly fine.
So I have a friend on Facebook that's a wrestling fan, and she said, if I had a nickel for every time I was Team Jacob and it related to a werewolf, then I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it happened twice.
That is true. That is very,
That
very
is
true.
so solid.
That's a great.
That's yeah.
I'm good with that. Mania Moneymakers. WrestleMania 42 was a financial monster, whether we want to believe that or not, but the merch list has a bit of a curveball. So CM Punk and Cody Rhodes took the top 2 spots, which that's expected. I mean, it's QB1, QB2. Absolutely. But Danhausen took number 3. So hasn't been with the company very long, hasn't even been on screen very long, and he was already the number 3 in the arena that night of selling merch. He wasn't even on the main roster like 2 months at that point, yet he outsold most everyone in the stadium. Fanatics was reportedly stunned and had to restock multiple times the very nice, very evil merch that he's got going out there. I mean, this is what they hired him for, right? Cash cow.
Sure. Somebody said 100% Bobby, awesome for Danhausen. Get that bag, sir.
Yes,
I ain't
sir.
mad at him. But somebody said it. Are they going to burn him out too quick? Because he was all over SmackDown.
Yeah, and in fact, I think the person that said that was Russo, and it's weird that I agree with Russo on something, but yeah, like having him come out there every week doing like the same shtick every week. How soon until we get tired of it?
One thing I can say about R-Truth, as ridiculous as he is,
I think that's the second week in a row that you done an Adderall reference there.
It is, and I'm here for it. With everything that R-Truth has done comically, he's never kept anything very long. And I think the longest was Little Jimmy because the crowd ate that shit up, but it was always different. At what point does this run out?
Right. And then what do you do? Like this is his shtick. This is his gimmick. How do you change that once it starts getting tiresome?
You can't.
Right. So
you're never going to take him as a serious contender, first of all. At some point he'll have a title, but you're never going to take him as a serious contender. Because they're never going to make him one.
And not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, there are people like Santino, there are people that are just at that level. Like that they're never going to crack that top level to be a world champion. It's just not in the cards for him, and that's fine. But they do need to be more precious with him and try to get him to have a longevity with the company and not burn him out. Because then what happens in a year if the audience is burned out on it and then you decide to let him go? The audience is already burned out on the gimmick. Like, you used him and threw him away. So what's going to happen?
Evil changing his name. They're not
Yeah.
going to keep his name.
The fact that they didn't say evil tonight, that shows me
So-
I think they're going to be changing that.
Our friend Chris Branson from the Cheap Seats with Chris Branson,
Mhm.
He asked if Shane McMahon was going to do the voiceover dubbing for Evil. If you know, you know.
Oh, so true. Indeed.
If you don't know, if you don't know, then you know what? You're better for it. Just don't ask.
Yeah. No, Jillian, you're
Jillian, they
100%
don't.
right.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Well, because like I know you just watched Raw today, right?
Yeah.
You're going through it. How they just completely cut Kyrie out of that storyline is crazy to me. Because it literally,
Not-
we just
it's not
ignored
even
the
they
fact that
just
she was
cut-
there.
It's not even that they just cut her out. It's the we're not going to act like she ever existed.
Yeah. I mean, Cole did. Cole said, that it was with the Kabuki Warriors. Didn't say Kyrie by name, but at least said that Io was having a problem with the Kabuki Warriors. But yeah, I mean, the vignette that they showed, they cropped everything to take Kyrie out of it. Why? Like, why let her go? Because she's in the middle of the storyline that would have been amazing. Because at the point where Kyrie would have had enough, and then we would have gotten Kyrie versus Asuka, because Kyrie's done with her shit. Absolutely should have happened.
Yep.
We got a newcomer in TikTok over there. We got Panda. Hey, Panda. Welcome in. I think that's one of Christy's friends over there.
Okay.
Appreciate you being
Thanks for
here.
coming by. Guess I could get everything open that I don't have pulled up.
Guess you could do stuff. Whatever. So Joe Hendry showed up on Raw. Finally deciding he's going to be on Raw, saying a great
You
song.
fucked that up for me, by the way. You fucked that up.
So the reference that we're talking about is Amanda over on TikTok had mentioned that was it Brody or was
Twitter. It was Nolan.
It was Nolan.
was
So Nolan was having a rough day, and she had said, like, if you need me, you can just call me in here. And it's like, oh, like Joe Hendry. And so I had to reply. I was like, oh, I believe in Amanda.
Heard his damn music, and the first thing that ran through my head today was that.
Absolutely fun. But so he shows up on the Red Brand. He does a concert, says a wonderful song. It might have been a little tone deaf considering what just happened, but calling for the firing of Logan Paul, which I think we would have all been okay with. I do want to say something about what we heard, because Boss Baby had said something, and I replied to her on Twitter. Why did he sound like he had a frog in his throat? Like, he was grunt yelling through that entire promo.
I'm gonna just assume cocaine was involved. It's Logan Paul.
I mean, cocaine's still on the indies, but yeah. No? All right.
No, we're just gonna move on from that one.
Fair enough.
They're not all winners, folks.
So a lot of people did get called up, though. What I want to ask you, though, is like, all right, so you've got the pencil, you've got the book, or you've got the computer typing into ChatGPT, whichever it is. Are you going to focus on these newcomers, or are you going to try to build up the people that have been there? What is your plan to turn Raw around?
Sell the company.
Have to
Honestly,
keep
though,
the company.
honestly, some of both. I mean, we got Joe on Raw. We got Ethan. and Javon, right?
Mhm.
Is that it?
On Raw, we got Joe, we got Ethan, we got Javon, we got Soul.
Soul is coming in. Okay, Soul is immediately going into the Intercontinental title mix. She's fantastic. I hate
Mhm.
her all you want to. She is fantastic. She's good on a microphone. She's good in the ring. She can work with anybody.
Yeah,
Big, small, doesn't matter. She can work with them.
athletic as hell
She's
too.
immediately in the Intercontinental title picture.
That makes sense.
Joe's in a feud that doesn't matter because he is. What are you going to do with him?
So, and that's kind of my question about this is like, all right, so you've decided that you're going to pick a fight with Logan. Logan and Austin are the tag team champs right now. Are we just ignoring the fact that we had tag team champs? I mean, we do that all the time anyway. But are we doing that now, or are we going to have someone team with Joe?
You're not wrong.
In which case, then
No,
why are we having
because
someone team with Joe?
because the Profits want the titles.
Yeah, it's weird that he came out and decided to pick that fight. It's like they almost said, all right, sing this song about Logan Paul just to have the Profits come save your ass. That's the only reason we did
Or
it.
we're going to take the titles off of Paul and Austin, put them on the Profits,
Mhm.
and we're going to get Joe and Logan, which no one asked for ever in their lives.
So I do think
I
that
don't
song was a banger though.
understand.
Fire Paul, Fire Paul.
Stampede, you're not wrong. Nothing's changing.
Yeah.
I at no point assume that anything is going to change on any of these shows.
Yeah. I don't know. Hendryhausen might turn things around.
Oh God! Please don't.
I believe in very evil. Um. Anyway, okay. We'll go ahead and go to the next story. WrestleMania 43. We found out today is also going to be in Saudi Arabia.
They're going
So-
back to back.
Back to back is going to be in Saudi Arabia.
Wait, that's next year's.
Yeah.
Are they saying the next one after that's going to be there?
Yeah, it seems to be that they're toying with the idea of the next one being there, and then
43
doing,
and 44.
yeah.
Because they've already announced 43 is going to be there.
Yeah. So interesting that we're doing this. He did also
If
mention
they
there, but
Go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say he also mentioned in there though that he also believes that maybe going to the same place back to back is not a great idea. So that could also change if they decide to change that idea.
If they go back to back in Riyadh, 43 and 44, 2027 and 2028,
Mhm.
I need Tony Khan to run all in 2028, whatever the dates are. Fuck them. Run all in a major city in the middle of the country. Like not Vegas, not a coast.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle of the country. New Orleans, Houston, Dallas, St. Louis, Chicago, Kansas City, Denver. I don't care.
Yeah.
Run at the same time as that damn show and show them that nobody's watching that shit overseas.
Yeah.
And start at 3 in the afternoon. Don't wait till 7 o'clock at night. No. We're starting that bitch early. We're going head to head.
Okay. I'm up for a little fighting. At the very least, like we've bounced back and forth. We've chattered with a lot of people on Twitter about it, you and me both, of make a big indie show. Like make
my
that
God.
week something great here in the States. Do it in New Orleans. They screwed them over. Do it in New Orleans. Hell, do it in their backyard. Do it in New York. Do it somewhere just to stick it to them.
Do it at Giant Stadium.
Okay.
Patriot Stadium. One of those. Do it in Minnesota.
Yeah.
No, I want them to do it in Dallas again. Because it's like 5 hours from us. Uh,
That's true. That's true.
Chicago, Kansas City, St. Louis, Dallas, any of those.
Any of those. I'd be good with that too. They also said, though, that Stand and Deliver is going to be separate from Mania again next year. It is going to stay in the States, which that's at least a good thing. At least some of their product is going to be staying in the States for that. Do you think this helps NXT stand apart from the main roster? Do you think that they'll get a better result from being here in the States versus being overseas?
Oh, yeah, because if they're doing it the same weekend as Mania, yeah. Are they saying they're going to do it separately, like different date again?
They just said separately, so I assume it's also going to be different dates. With them being in Riyadh, though, they could do it the same damn day. Because they'll be doing that at like 3 o'clock, so do Mania and then have Stand and Deliver be right after it.
If I'm them, here's the problem that they're going to have with doing NXT separately like this. NXT pay-per-views cook.
Mm-hmm.
They're good shows. They're not great like they were with Black and Gold, but they're good.
Yeah.
So, okay. I have such low expectations for the company as a whole right now. I'm not sure they could get much lower.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't think that they could get much lower.
All right. We're going to end the news today with the Vegas security crisis. Talked about it last week, all the security issues that have happened. We've had CM Punk slapping phones, Booker T being filmed in the bathroom, talent being hounded at hotels. What we got reports of this week is that the wrestlers themselves are actually calling out TKO for the lack of security. One staffer
Well, welcome to the party. We've all been fucking to do it for weeks.
One unnamed staffer actually joked specifically saying they should be allowed to super kick one annoying fan a day. Which I'm okay with. Why not?
Use carefully.
But it's a bad look for the company, right? Like you're charging these inaccessible prices for tickets. You're charging even more exorbitant amounts for meet and greets, and then sometimes they're not even happening. Yeah, the Cody situation is people paying $10,000. One of them being someone that we know kind of well, Renee, big Ethan Page fan on Twitter. Like she paid 10 grand for it, and Cody didn't do it. So it's like, what do you do? But so obviously, like it's going to get more and more crazy because people are going to try to see these people in any way, shape, or form they can. As a fan, be respectful, please. Don't do stupid shit. Don't be taping people in bathrooms. That's weird, first of all. But don't invade their space. They're humans too. But it's going to happen, though. You're going to get more people trying to meet them out in the public because they don't have the opportunities to meet them in person anymore. Because you have to, put a mortgage on a house in order to do that. In the case, though, of fans being out of control, do you think WWE created this monster by making the talent so hard to reach?
I think they created this monster by putting them in the same hotel. I understand you can't rent out a whole hotel in Vegas. I get that. Why are you keeping them in the middle of the city?
Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, like I know when I was younger that like they wouldn't do a hotel near the arena. They would do a hotel like a city over, just to have some distance.
Right, because they created their own problem. The problem is they're not going to do anything to solve it.
Yeah.
I would love to see a private security company of some kind say, you know what, guys? We got you. We will assign X number of people to you for a reasonable rate because this is stupid. Like if I ran a company that did that, hell yes.
Mm-hmm.
because this is insane. And if a couple of them are walking together, then we have more than 2 people. Like, I
Well, and
just
like I know in some cases they're using like local security in the arenas that they're at, right? But like AEW has specific security. Samson's a big ass dude. If he's walking around a hotel with a bunch of the wrestlers, I ain't messing with him.
Cheesecake's a
Get
huge guy.
get you just a couple of big dudes and have them just walk with the wrestlers. Like have them take care of it. Give them the authority. We can do that now. You just put letters on a shirt and they have authority now. So, I go in there, but yeah, no, it's good that at least the people are calling it out, though. Like the people that work there need to be the ones calling it out. Us as fans saying y'all need to knock this shit off is not going to go anywhere. At least maybe with the people working there, they can get some sort of movement of like, hey, look, just get us a couple of guys with some tasers or something, like something to keep us a little more safe, or make it harder for them to get to us. When we went to Toby Keith's Bar and Grill, like they were up in the mezzanine spot up there at the top. They only came down if they wanted to come down.
Yeah.
So they kept them separate. Like that, do that. Keep them separate from everybody. Maybe don't rent out a whole hotel, but rent out a floor. This floor is WWE today. And make it one that's attached to like, maybe like the like luggage elevators or cargo elevators type of thing where they're
Run them
not
down to the
going,
garage.
yeah, where they're not doing the regular
100%.
elevators.
100%.
But just do something. Keep them safe.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're gonna learn about some heels.
Hey, wrestling fans! If you're a woman who loves professional wrestling, you need to check out AEW Heels, the official female-focused online community from All Elite Wrestling. It's a safe space to connect with other fans, share your passion, and build friendships with women from around the world. Members get access to exclusive content, virtual events, Q&A sessions with AEW talent, ticket pre-sales, contests, giveaways, and even in-person meetups at live shows. Led by Amanda Huber and Aubrey Edwards, AEW Heels gives you a place to truly feel part of the AEW family. Don't miss out! Join AEW Heels today and connect with your fellow wrestling fans like never before.
I haven't checked in with you for a while when it comes to heels. When's the next event?
100%. I'm kind of out of the loop. I don't know.
Okay. They do wonderful calls. They do wonderful events. They meet up at
They're a blast.
arenas.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun. I keep trying to think of maybe a male version we could create. There's nothing as cool
The
as
problem
heels.
is there's so many already things like that.
Yeah, no, I got you.
And now WWE's doing their little membership thing. And
The
I'm just like,
club.
stop.
WWE Club.
Is that what they're calling it?
No. Was it Club WWE? I think something like that. Anyway, you know what I'm going to ask you?
Who's better than Canyon?
Full battle. We spent a lot of time talking about heartbreaks and people being let go, which is pretty heavy. So this week I want to do something that focuses on pure exhilaration, maybe dreams coming true. We're going to talk about people being called up from NXT. So I'm going to give you 10 names of people that have been called up from NXT, and you're going to tell me who better.
As in, who's had a better run, or
In your opinion, who has ended up better or debuted better, whichever you want to spin it.
okay.
So number one, we got Sami Zayn on Raw 2015 accepting John Cena's United States Championship Open Challenge
Okay. That was
versus
solid.
The Shield Survivor Series 2012 interviewing
Shield.
in the WWE Championship Triple Threat match.
Shield. That
Okay.
that debut was. Yeah, it was. Sorry, I got sidetracked watching Lizzie Reigns finish her because that's amazing.
Oh, what is it? I haven't seen it yet.
it's like basically it's a step up, like she's going to do an enziguri,
Mhm.
and just does a crescent kick, for lack of a better term.
Oh, okay.
Like
I
I
like
need to
like
check that again because I was really not ready for that.
I like more impactful stuff like that. And stop doing
And to
so
be
many
fair,
like
Nikita sold the hell out of it. Nikita Lyons looks great, by the way.
yeah, she toned down quite a bit.
Yeah,
She had another knee injury, and so while she was out, she got her diet in check, and she
she
talked
looks
about it a
great.
lot on the first episode of LFG. I got to catch that.
Good for her.
But she's on that. Speaking of which, actually, they've changed LFG.
Oh God,
It's not a contest anymore. Now it's literally just like it's what they used to call that, breaking grounds, breaking what did they call that?
tough enough.
Yeah, but it's well, no, not even tough enough. It's literally just they're developing the talent. That's all it is. Each of them have
Interesting.
that. Albert's part of it now, and his crew as far as his trainers. It's a pretty cool little thing. They even talked about like Nikita Lyons. The reason they focused on her is because she was training to go to NXT, to go back to NXT, and so that this was her call up from that. So the episode tied in really well. Anyway,
All right.
the Shield debut versus Bailey at Battleground 2016 revealed as Sasha Banks' surprise tag team partner.
Shield. I love Bailey, but in terms of impactful debuts,
Okay. The Shield versus the Wyatt family in 2013 debuted immediately in attacking Kane.
the Wyatt family.
Okay. The Wyatt family.
To be fair, part of that is sentimental for me.
Yeah. No, I agree. I would even say not sentimental for me. Just in general. I liked that gimmick. I liked the Merson, the Waylon Mercy type gimmick that Brody had. That not Brody, excuse me. That
Right.
Bray had at the time. And him having the family with him. Like I liked that whole gimmick. I liked it better than what we ended up getting later.
I thought the vignettes and everything were amazing too.
Oh yeah. The Wyatt family and Charlotte Flair, Raw 2015, part of the Divas Revolution segment with Stephanie McMahon.
Who?
Charlotte Flair, 2015.
The Wyatts. I love Charlotte, but
Okay. The Wyatts and Shinsuke Nakamura, SmackDown Live 2017.
that was a really good one. Yeah, I gotta stick with the Wyatts.
Okay. The Wyatts and Finn Balor, 2016, won a fatal 4-way in his first main roster match.
Still the Wyatts.
Okay. The Wyatts and American Alpha, SmackDown Live 2016, defeating the Vaudevillains.
Those are two teams both that got a crappy rap when they got on the main roster. Still the Wyatts.
Yeah. I think American Alpha was more of a snake bit thing because once Jason got hurt, there's not much you could do with that. And they tried to do the whole Jason was Hurt's kid when it like it should have been
Terrible.
Chad. Like you
Yes,
look at Chad and him together; they're the same size.
absolutely.
Plus, I think if I remember right, Jason was old enough that like he would have to be like young teen
Yes,
to be
it
his
did not
dad.
make any sense at all.
All right. So Wyatt family and Alexa Bliss, SmackDown Live 2016.
She's been there 10 years. Still the Wyatts.
Okay. Last one, Wyatt's and Asuka at TLC 2017, defeating Emma in her first official match. Coming up after letting go of the NXT title because no one could beat her.
Right. I have to stick with the Wyatts. Like their debut was just so the only debut I can think of that might have beaten that one would have been Enzo and Kaz.
Yeah. As much as I don't like the the real one, they had it. Like,
I will say, having watched some of his stuff uh on Twitter and some of his girlfriend stuff on Twitter,
mhm,
I have a little bit better view of him.
it's understandable.
I feel like he's definitely worked through some things, and I feel like some of the ego is still there, but it's not out of control.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, well
So
that was Tori's pick. So the Wyatt family was who better? Drop it in the comments who you think was better. All right, go ahead and learn about our wonderful media group, Gimmick Table Media.
Don't go anywhere. Ace Finley again, reminding you to check out Gimmick Table Media, a community of creators, streamers, podcasters, and fans from all corners of entertainment. Dive into chats, collabs, and laughs. There's always a spot for you at the table. Catch all our amazing shows, creators, and exclusive content at linktr.ee/GimmickTableMedia.
Who's better than Canyon?
Everybody. Forgot to turn that off. My bad. All right. Now we're going to talk a little bit about indie wrestling. So, as stated before, we both have made it a point that we're going to watch something that is not the big two each week and bring it to the show. That way we could try to help promote indie wrestling a little bit. I know you watched the House of Glory, Las Vegas.
I didn't watch all of it. I watched
Right.
part of it. I did. Shotzi and Charlie fucking killed.
Thank you, Herb.
That was the match that I was scrolling through Twitter, and that match popped up, and it was like, hey, it's on YouTube, and I was like, okay, bet. They killed it. Those two were so good.
If you want to watch
We
the
can
whole
run
show,
that
it's
back
over on
again.
Triller.
Yeah. Got that match. Amazing Red and Bandito was crazy.
It's weird that Amazing Red is still so good.
It's nuts. And then I watched the Hardys and the Good Brothers and whoever that third tag team was. I really, really, really need the Hardys to stop. It's not pretty. It's
Yeah.
not good. It's
We're getting there. We're
it's
getting very close to that.
it's pretty bad overall.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first two matches, and then I caught that one, and about halfway through, I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Well, and it's one of those, like, at some point you need to stop before you become a parody of yourself, right? I saw a video, just a snippet of a match that RVD had over the weekend, and like nothing against bodies, like nothing like that, but like RVD's got a pot belly now, and he's kind of like barely walking to the ring. All right, man. Like, if you can't do the stuff anymore, don't do it. Stop. Go home to your gorgeous wife and call it a day.
And
Like,
new
Jesus.
baby.
Yeah, and baby. That's right. Maybe that's why he's still doing it. The main event. Stampede says the main event was the name of the other team that you couldn't remember.
That's who it was. Ooh, ouch.
I will say
It was bad.
I will say I am going to go back and watch that show, though, after you told me about the Charlie Shotzi match. So I'm going to make it a point to watch that tomorrow, so I can see that match at least. Stampede will be very happy about this, I'm sure. Nope, those don't work. All right. All right, there we go. I watched Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom. I had no idea who 90% of these people were, but it was a great show. Some of the highlights that I saw, they had a gauntlet tag team match. Bunch of people I didn't know, and B Priestley, excuse me, was in it. So it was cool to see her pop up again. And Starlight Kid, I've seen a couple of times in some other things, but I didn't know anybody else in the match. But it was a good, fun match, just a nice gauntlet match. I always like a good gauntlet match. There was a hardcore tag team match between Mi Vida Loca and Meika. I'm hoping I'm not going to mess these up because I watched the Japanese version of it, so I didn't hear any of the names. And Hanako, badass match. Had everything in that match. It was a fun hardcore match. The IWGP Women's Championship was there. Suri, I think is how you say her name, defeated Megan Bayne. It was good to see Megan Bayne show up on the card. Again, we've said it in the past with these bigger companies. Let your people go out there and get more reps. Let them hang out in some of these local shows or these bigger shows that are not part of the big two. Like, it's a lot of fun to see that. Was Walker? Was that me or right? I watched. I unfortunately did not get to watch the English one, so it was nothing but the Japanese. So I don't know who the commentary was. I can tell you, it sounded great because it sounded like Japanese. I don't know. One of the coolest things that happened in it though is Sayaka Urara, I hope is how I'm saying that, ended a 483-day World of Stardom Championship reign of Saya Kamatani. The massive long reign got ended. So it was a good show. I will say, if you're going to watch that one, it might have to be a couple of days. It was 7.5 hours long. It was nuts to watch it all. Like, I couldn't watch it all the way through. I watched half of it one day, and then I watched the second half the next day. We're going to get some wonderful things here. Yeah, I'd say that sounds about right. I like those rankings. But good show. That one was not on Triller, unfortunately. I had to watch that using other means. But it was a lot of fun to watch. So that is us bringing something to the table. Hope you guys spend some time to take a look at some local wrestling. I don't have a slide for this one, and I didn't want to go too far into it because we don't know a lot about it yet. But we did get an announcement for the first T4T show that's coming up that is going to be on YouTube VOD. So you're damn sure that once that comes out on VOD, we're going to be watching it. So we'll definitely be bringing that one to the table from then, because we've heard so many names that are going to be a part of it now. Nyla Rose is going to be a part of it. Of course, Bandit herself is also going to be a part of it. I forget her name. Worked for AEW for a little bit, and I think got let go. Sunny Kiss. There we go. That's what I was thinking.
Sunny Kiss, yes.
Yeah, Sunny Kiss is going to be a part of it. So good to see them in the ring again. Haven't seen them in a ring in a long time. So it'll be good to see all that. Are you excited about anything specifically that you saw maybe poking around on Triller or anything local?
I haven't. I didn't get onto it today since last week.
Okay.
I having WrestleMania week being what it was, I followed a bunch of new people.
Mm-hmm.
My feed is very independent wrestling heavy, and I'm kind of good with that.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
Yeah, I've followed a few, like, even before the WrestleMania week. I started having a good conversation with James Fury, which is a local independent guy. Even so much that I made a created wrestler for him, and sent it to him. So, from my understanding, he also plays the game. So now he gets a version of himself in the game, which is nice. So it's good to see those types of things. On that T4T show, Dark Sheik's going to be a part of it. I remember her name being thrown in there too. Trying to think of anybody else that pops on my head, but I can't think of anybody else. But definitely go watch that when it comes up. We will be promoting the hell out of that show. Right. Well, That's going to go ahead and close it out for us. So if you rocked with us tonight, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, follow us wherever you're watching. Make sure to hit that notification bell too. I always miss that one. That's very important. That way you'll know when we go live. You can come hang out with us anytime. And don't forget to join the Gimmick Table Media Discord. It's in that wonderful QR code right up here. That way you can see the second screen when we're doing our gaming shows on Thursdays. But we're going to go ahead and leave that now with the last pop then. We've spent this show breaking down the heartache and heartbreak of the mass releases. Names like Kairi Sane and Santos Escobar leaving us, all wondering what's next. But if there is one thing this Black Friday has taught us, it's that the door never truly stays closed in this business. The pop tonight is a reminder to the fans and to the talent, the landscape changes fast. But the connection that you build with your audience is one thing TKO cannot release from you. Whether it's a Joe Hendry concert on Raw or a Danhausen Curse t-shirt, Macho Man did say it best. The cream always rises to the top. And with that, we're officially kicking out. In the meantime and in between time, we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Here's the cover. Can he do it? Kick out at 2. We stand together with pride worldwide.